So we have some viewers here. We are live. I'm going to go ahead and mute it out and make sure all the systems are running. So be patient with us. We're going to get started right now.
Well, hi there. That's a cute hat.
Because if they needed help with uploading their albums on Facebook, I was going to show them how to do that real quick.
Okay, when were you going to do
We
that?
don't need to pull it out. Toward the very end.
Perfect.
Toward the very, very end. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Right. We make sure that they did clean it.
I'm gonna go around you. It's okay because I can.
All right.
Careful. Oh, my word. This boy.
We'll watch it.
Hi, sweetheart.
All right.
See a trash can anywhere? Yes, right underneath that. Right underneath.
So how are you?
Oh.
So excited for this.
Yeah. Excited to find you somebody. Oh, are they?
Yes.
He's awake from But anyway, 24-year-old daughter who's getting married.
So,
I really have people on the house. No. And that's exactly why I'm sleeping.
why is this? Okay, you're 6 minutes late. Okay, well, you need to address your people all over the country that are logging in here, love.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. And everyone, Exactly. And so it's like, okay, so yeah.
So you guys are seeing some of what we're doing?
Okay.
Yeah.
Why are we?
And make sure you mention the third day. That's what I liked Lisa's suggestion the last time we met. She said, well, if somebody asked her to send them a sample and
We've got some letters here, so whatever you guys want.
it's going to be
Got one phone, we're gonna address our audience online. Are we online right now, baby?
Why don't you just order?
Where do I go?
And then
Good, how are you? Good. Okay, let me, some chairs over.
Oh, really?
There are chairs in the,
And see, and I think if there anything like that, it's like, I left my house a couple of weeks ago to go somewhere and realized I'd forgotten my microbita and yes, I turned around. It was a 20-minute turnaround, but I wasn't gonna go without. So now I have a supply in my purse.
Yeah.
And never.
Get folding chairs, so we'll bring those in. Oh, but yeah, you can do those too.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yes, please.
Hi, Deborah.
Well, hello, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good.
Don't talk to me.
Okay. Just bring in Can everybody see me? Are we live? Are we live? Okay, awesome. Hey everybody, Lisa Carter here. We're super excited. We've got some people that still have yet to get here, so we'll be starting in maybe about 5 more minutes, no more than that. So grab yourself an ice water, make sure that you've got that pen held tight, make sure you've got your notepad, and be prepared to take some notes because I'm going to be going over some important principles that are literally going to transform your life. These are principles that I've learned just over the last 6 years that have helped to make a difference in my life, and so I'm excited about this. So please make sure that you have that pen and that notepad handy. Make sure that you've got your water because this part of the training segment is going to be about 45 minutes long, and we don't want you to miss anything, okay? So use the bathroom, do whatever you got to do. Make sure we've got your undivided attention in the next 5 minutes because we'll be into this training segment for about 45 minutes. We'll be right back.
I love your sister.
All right, our mic is enabled so they can hear everything that's going on, my love.
Awesome. Got a lot of buzz in the room. We're going to get started in just a second. Hold that pen tight. Hold that notepad tight. You guys want to take your seats? And for all of you who are online, we welcome you guys to this online webinar. This is the first time that we're doing this, so if there's any glitches in the system at all, don't blame us. Blame technology. For those of you that are in the room, welcome. This is actually our first official Visi training, so give yourself a Jennifer and I, with our other company, we would do these small, intimate, in-home trainings. And inside of 3 years, we helped close to 300 people qualify for our company's luxury car programs. We helped create 10 six-figure-year income earners. And we just helped a lot of people do a lot of good with that company, and we intend to do the same thing here. I believe that in order to be successful in business, I believe that it starts first in the mind. I believe that you've got to start with belief. You've got to start with an understanding of what it is that you're doing and why you're doing it. And a lot of people don't understand why they're doing things.
What's your why?
I mean, they don't know what their why is, and a lot of people don't understand network marketing as a whole. And so I have access to some information that I actually pulled together over the last couple of days, and some of this information that I'm going to be going over with all of you guys is information that was actually shared with Jennifer and I by a good friend of ours. His name's Richard Blissbrook. He actually wrote a book called The 4-Year Career. I had the privilege of being introduced to that book just a couple of short years ago, and I was, come to find out, I was the first industry leader to purchase those books in bulk. I purchased 200 copies, and I got an email from Richard Blissbrook. He asked me what I was doing with his books, and I said, you know, I'm going to provide your book to everybody on my team. Your book is actually my story, and he asked me to tell him my story. And my story is just basically, you know, it's very simple. My first 3 years in network marketing, I quit every day. Like literally, quit every day. My husband will tell you, I went to sleep crying every night and quit every day that I woke up. But something inside of me would not let me quit. And so through daily activity and just following a system and using the right tools, we were able to build a nice residual income over a certain period of time. So my first year in network marketing, I only made $14,000. Some of you will say, well, that's great. No, it's not when it's your only source of income.
Yeah.
Prior to getting involved in network marketing, I was very successful in real estate, making 6 figures to multiple 6 figures a year. So to go from that income to only $14,000 a year, that's one of the reasons why we had to move it with mom and dad. But I knew that this is the industry that I was being called to. And you know, I knew how to make money, but a lot of people don't know how to make money from home. And it's one of the things that I do best. I've been a stay-at-home working mom for 17 years, so I know a thing or two about working from home. So my first year, $14,000. My second year, $18,000. My third year, I made $45,000. My fourth year, I made $145,000. My fifth year, I made $500,000. And last year, we made just a few dollars shy of $400,000. So over the last 3 years alone, we've made $1 million in commissions. So what I want you guys to wrap your head around is the importance of committing a minimum of 4 years. I personally believe that the timing that we have with our company could not be better. And so I'm going to ask you guys some questions. I believe these questions will probably keep you up tonight. I believe these questions will probably leave you sleepless for the next couple of weeks. These are questions that you probably have never been asked or maybe have not been asked in a while. And so the question that I have for all of you is, you know, how long will you live? What do you think your life expectancy is? How long did your grandparents live? My grandmother just passed away last year. She passed away at the age of 98 years old. I think I've got some good longevity in my family. I've got my grandmother who's, pressing into 83, 84 years old. So I think I've got some longevity on my side. The next question for you is when do you want to retire? Most people are like, right now. How many years does that give you to finance your retirement? For those of you that plan on retiring 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now. How much do you want to make monthly in retirement? How much do you want to make? Do you want to make less than you do now? Most people don't. Most people don't. Most people want to make more.
He does too.
The average lifespan is, for most people, is 75 years old. Social Security and Medicaid were actually set up to kick in the early 60s, back when the average lifespan was only 65 years old. So how much would it cost you to live an extra 10 years if you knew that you were going to live until the age of 75? Numbers show that you'll probably need an extra $500,000 to $1 million, okay, to cover you those next 10 years. And so let's just look at this. Let's just look at this hypothetical situation. Let's say that your life expectancy is 90 years old. Let's say you want to retire at the age of 65. You're 55 years old now, and you've only got 10 years to finance your retirement. The question that I have for you is, do you have an extra $150,000 a year coming into your household outside of what you do to make a living? Do you have an extra $150,000? Because that's exactly what you would need if you were 55 years old and you only had 10 years to finance your retirement plan. There is an option, though. And the question that I have for you is, what if you could work 4 years to build financial freedom for the next 40 years and beyond? Would that be something that you'd be open to learning more about?
Absolutely.
All right. It starts with an income-producing occupation. And when you're looking at an income-producing occupation, you want to make sure that this income-producing occupation allows you to earn immediate income that actually helps you to pay the bills that you have now. You also want to make sure that this income-producing occupation allows you to save and invest anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 to $5,000 a month for retirement. And you want to make sure that it provides a residual income that comes in whether you work the business or not. Okay? These are the things that you want to look at when you're looking at an income-producing occupation. Why do most people get involved in network marketing? Number one, they get involved because they love the products.
Let's pull the audience.
Okay. Go ahead, Carter. You have an idea.
Awesome. For those of you who are on the live cast right now and you're just looking at a slideshow, you're hoping to see the beautiful Miss Lisa Carter. That's her talking, but this is very important slides that she wanted to go through. So feel free to chat in the box to the right there or message me on Facebook if you're having any difficulties. But the question was, once again,
why do people get involved in network marketing? Why do you think people get involved? Deborah.
To make more money.
Okay. What about you, Jamie?
For the freedom, like you worked at home with your kids, there's a lot of moms that want to contribute to their household, but when you leave for a job, you're basically just paying for daycare.
Yeah, so the opportunity, the flexibility that it offers, and being able to work from home if you want to work from home. What about you, April?
Because they love the products and they want to get it for free.
Yep. And most companies don't allow you to, don't offer the ability to be able to get your products for free.
Right.
Very few companies have that. We just happen to be fortunate enough to have that being offered with our company. What about you, Jennifer? Why do you think people get involved?
Freedom.
Freedom. Okay.
Freedom.
All right. Well, here's all those answers are absolutely right. People get involved because they love the products. Sometimes they get involved because they just like the person that introduced them to the opportunity. Some people like network marketing because they love community. They love going to events. They love the personal development that's offered from it. And the problem with network marketing, though, is that they spend a lot of time just kind of playing with it and not really having a clear definition as to what's required in being successful. They don't really have a vision, okay? And they don't have a passionate commitment to making this work for themselves or their family. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how to get this thing working for everybody that's watching this online and that's here live with us tonight. Why don't people get involved? Why don't people get involved?
I think the thing that I'm running into is stigma about the industry.
And what's that stigma? What are they telling you?
Oh, that it's a pyramid scheme.
Pyramid scheme.
People at the top that get rich, and it's like how do you combat that?
Yeah.
What are your comebacks to that? Because you know, you can't discount someone's feelings.
Yep. No, you can't. You can't. Yes, April.
And money. People say, I don't have the money
Yes.
to
Yes.
invest.
Yes. So we're going to be talking about how to overcome objections. And in fact, Jennifer and I did some really good role playing that actually helps to overcome objections. At the end of the day, there's objections and then there's excuses. And our job, our responsibility as professionals in this industry is to find out, is it an excuse or is it a valid objection? And if so, we need to educate them more. These objections and these excuses that we get is as a result of them not having enough information. And so it's our responsibility to just make sure that we kind of help guide them through those excuses, those objections, so that we can get them the information that they're looking for. But many people do have a misunderstanding when it comes to network marketing. They think that you have to be this incredible salesperson, and you don't. You just simply need to have a passion in sharing a good product or sharing a good service with people that you know. When was the last time you went to a really good restaurant?
Today,
Yeah, tell me about it.
we had pizza and it was delicious, and I've never been there before.
Really? So what'd you like about the pizza?
The thin crust.
The thin crust? Okay. About the atmosphere? Was the atmosphere good?
It was okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Would you go there again?
Uh-huh.
Should I go there?
Sure, let's go together.
Okay. So she just shared, you know, her little experience of, you know, this pizza place that she went to. And although you'd have to tell me a lot more because I'm a fan of Mountain Mike's. You'd have to really convince me to go try your pizza place. But just sharing information with people is what gets people curious, is what makes people want to try a product or a service. And that's all that we do here. We share. We don't sell, we share. And we just simply get the right people in front of the right information. And so if we're doing our job as professionals in this industry, what we'll find ourselves doing more of, if we're true professionals, is getting people in front of the information, using the tools and not being the tool. If you find that you're talking more than you are getting someone on a conference call or getting someone in front of a website or getting someone on a webinar, then chances are you're working too hard. And as you're talking and the more that you're talking, that person is basically telling themselves, there's no way I can do what they're doing with me right now. Okay? So when talking to people, you want to make sure that you're brief. You want to make sure that you're to the point. You want to make sure that you're creating a sense of urgency and just simply getting them in front of the information that you want to get them in front of. Okay? And then letting the information unveil itself before their eyes or before their ears. Most people think that this is a pyramid scheme because of the stigma that's behind this industry. They don't understand it, though. If they understood what this business would do for them and for their family, they would think completely differently. They would. Let me ask you a question about your job. So you work for a company, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And you have a manager.
Yes.
And then above that manager, there's a supervisor, some sort, the owner. Okay. Do you have the ability to make more than your manager?
No.
You don't. What about this? What about the owner of the company?
I doubt that.
That sounds like a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
That sounds like a pyramid scheme.
Sounds
Sure
like corporate
does.
America.
Okay, right? So most people, so when people tell me, well, that you're involved in one of those pyramids, and I take them through that analogy, and I say, well, it sounds like you're involved in a pyramid scheme. Whereas with this, you actually have the opportunity, you actually have the ability to make more than I do. Even though I'm the one sharing this with you, because of the way this whole thing is structured, you actually have the opportunity to make more than me. I'd love to provide you with more information. Are you open to more information? And then finding out what their needs are, okay? So what's the challenge? Even in the face of all the success that people see in network marketing, and there's a lot of people out there that are successful in network marketing. In fact, there are more six-figure income earners when it comes to women in network marketing than in any other industry in the world. So that, you know, that's a clue for most people. But the problem is, the challenge that we face is that people don't understand how network marketing works. Okay? So what does network marketing really have to offer? Number one, network marketing offers exceptional products. Some of the best of products are actually filtered through this amazing industry of network marketing. Immediate income. There's an opportunity to make immediate income so that you have extra money to pay the bills that you have, to get out of debt, to take more family vacations. There's immediate income. And then the residual income is a definite plus, because this factor of residual income allows you to build something one time, and then if you need to step away for a week or even a month, you have the opportunity to be able to do that and still have that money coming in. It's refreshing. You will not find that in any other traditional business. I don't care what it is that you're looking at. So most people ask, well, how do I grow a team of 100 people? How do I get 1,000 people in my organization? My response is you don't. You don't get 1,000 people. What you do is you get 2, or you get 3, or you get 4 people or more, and you teach those people to do the same. Anyone can and should sponsor others, but sponsoring others, teaching others to sponsor others, is what creates the geometric progression. So let's just look at this. So let's just say, for illustration purposes, you get 4, and then your 4 get their 4, and those 4 get their 4, and so on. And let's say that this took place every month. So the first month you get 4. You teach those 4 to get their 4, and the next month you have each 4 gets 4. By the second month you'll have 16 new people in your business. By the third month, if this continues, you'll have 64 people. The fourth month, you'll have 256 people. By the fifth month, you'll have 1,000 people in your business. Okay, this is called Metcalfe's law. Have you ever heard of Metcalfe's law? This all aligns with Metcalfe's law. I don't know if you've ever heard the saying, I'd rather have 1% of the efforts of 100 men than 100% of the efforts of 1. Now, this really rings true to me. Because when Greg and I were very successful in real estate, doing very well, and the market crashed, and we were like, okay, no problem, we're going to keep going. We still had the vision to get up every day and go to work, but then he got sick, and that was like the last straw that broke the camel's back, and he could no longer work. He actually spent a month in the hospital, and alongside him being in the hospital, I had to become his caretaker. I was the one who had to go pick up the kids from school, take them to school, so I was doing everything. I could not work. And that got me thinking differently. To go from making multiple 6 figures a year to now not being able to provide for my household on any level, because I had to be a caretaker to my husband and I had to make sure that I was there for my kids, it got me thinking. And I started thinking, what could I do? What can I do to create a residual stream of income that came in whether I worked or not? And I just began to ask myself that question. And within 30 days, I received a call. And that call was a call from someone who introduced me to a product that actually helped my husband. And because that product helped my husband, I made a decision to take that product to the marketplace. And that's when network marketing began for me. So it's, if people understood this concept right here of being able to benefit from 100 people versus just your own efforts, I believe that more lights would go on in people's minds. So let's talk about compounding, the compounding effect. Let's say, for instance, I offered you, Roxanne, I'm going to use you. Okay. Let's say I offered you without just looking at me. Don't even look at the TV. Just look at me. Nothing. Okay. So if I offered you $1 million today, in lieu of, I gave you 2 options. I said, Roxanne, I can either give you $1 million right now, or I can give you a penny and then double that penny every single day for the next 30 days. Which one would you take? You would take the penny. Obviously, you know what that penny will do in the next 30 days. Most people don't answer that. Most people say, I want the $1 million. They say, I want the $1 million. They go for the quick fix, right? Okay. Well, if you look at this, look at this analogy, and assuming that the penny doubles every single day, it doesn't look too attractive 15 days in. 15 days in, it's $163. Chances are in 15 days you're going to be feeling very doubtful that you made the right decision.
I was dumb as a box of rocks.
Exactly, exactly. Even 20 days in, you're going to be asking yourself if you make the right decision, because that penny doubled every day is only $5,200, right? Yeah. Even 24 days in, 83,000, you're feeling a little bit better, but it's like, oh, that $1 million, I'm thinking I should have went with $1 million. But look what happens in day 28. You got 1.3 million. The following day, it's 2.6 million. The following day, it's 5.3 million dollars. Okay. I want to show you guys what happens when the penny compounds every other day. And this is also associated with how you treat your business.
Wow.
If you skip a day, look how much that penny is worth in 30 days. It's only $163. So the question that I have for you is, are you working your business every day? Or are you working it every other day? Because as for me, I have never missed a day in working my business. And I know that Jennifer could vouch for that too. We're doing something every day, whether it be reaching out to somebody on our team to help them, bring in their 2, bring in their 3, making new calls, making follow-up calls. We're doing something every day. The question is, what are you doing every day to grow your business? Because if you treat it like a hobby, if you just work your business when you have time, if you just treat it like a spare time thing, chances are in 30 days it's going to be worth pennies. Okay? So let's talk about some cornerstones. Belief is the key. You got to focus your attention and your prospect's attention on just seeing and believing. You got to focus their belief on the fact that they can get their first 2, they can get their first 3, they can get their first 4 people. But they've got to make out their list. They got to make out their list of names of everybody that they know. And the list, for everybody in this room and for everybody watching this online, your list begins with you. How many people do you have written down on your list? Because to get to a monthly residual income of $1,000 a month consistently, you should have a minimum of 50 names written on your list. Minimum. If you want to get to that 6-figure a year income, you should have anywhere from 100 to 200 names written on that list. And then begin reaching out to them. Cornerstone number 2, the sales. If everyone is sponsoring, who will sell the products? Well, the answer is obvious. It's everybody. Network marketing model basically is a model that allows everybody to do a little bit every day, but it makes up for a huge, huge picture. If everybody just does a little bit, and you're going to see these, I'm going to go in a little bit deeper in terms of what these numbers look like, but if everybody just did a little bit, it's amazing how fast your team will grow. I found this to be really interesting. To get to 4 good leaders on your team, you'd have to sponsor 40 to 100 good people. Now, in our last opportunity, Jennifer, how many people did you personally sponsor?
75.
75 people. I personally sponsored between 62 and 65 people, and Steve and Jennifer Morgan were one of them. Okay? I actually sponsored this one gal who I thought was going to knock it out of the park. I mean, she had all the skills and all the talents to just really do some big things. And for whatever reason, she decided not to. But she had one event at her home. And at this event, I was introduced to somebody who was actually a nurse. And she absolutely loved what she saw. And she made the decision to become one of my running partners. And it was that person, that introduction, that helped take our income from 0 to a multiple 6-figure year income. She actually became one of my 6-figure year income earners.
Wow.
And she's still with that company today. So it's not so much in who you know, but it's in who they know. You want to make note of that. Don't be short-sighted. Don't just look at the person that's in front of you. You need to be looking at the people that are beyond them. If the people that you're talking to say, "I'm sorry, but this just isn't for me,"
We always ask,
yes.
is there, I'm sure you know other people that might be interested in this. Can you give us their names?
Yes,
Give them introduction
absolutely.
forms?
Absolutely. Who do you know? Who do you know? Someone asked that with our previous company. They were talking to a good friend of theirs about, their opportunity, and the guy was not interested on any level. And he simply asked the question. He says, "Who do you know? Who do you know? There's got to be somebody. Who do you know that's influential? Who do you know that's successful? Who stands out to you?" And they brought up a name. And when he brought up the name, he says, "You know what? Get me on the phone with him right now." He created that sense of urgency. Get me on the phone with him right now. And what did he do? He got him on the phone with him. And in getting him on the phone with this person, that not only got him that person, but it got him me, and it got him Jennifer Morgan. And we made millions. We made millions. But it was that one question. That's $1 million question, by the way. you should be asking that question to every single person that you talk to. Who do you know? Who do you know? Who do you know that's looking for better health? Who do you know that might be looking to make an extra stream of income? Who do you know that would like to take more family vacations? Who do you know that has debt who would like to pay off their debt within the next year? Who do you know that's struggling with their weight? Who do you know that's struggling with pain? Who do you know that's struggling with, they don't like the person that's looking back at them. Maybe they want less fine lines and wrinkles. Who do you know that's losing their hair? You guys, we have a product that does all of those things. So we always need to be asking the question, who do you know? Because the industry that we're in is an industry of helping other people. And so if we come across that way, people will be more apt to introducing us to people that they know, okay? It's really important that you align yourself with a company that has a product that allows for transfer spending. And so what are some of those products for you? I believe that people are spending money every day when it comes to looking for options to be able to lose weight, especially women. Women are looking for options every day to look more youthful in appearance, right? They're looking for options out there to have fuller and thicker hair. They're looking for options so that they sleep better at night. They're looking for options so that they have less pain. They're looking for these options, and we have those options. And so all we do is we basically tell them, hey, you're already spending money over here. Spend it over here. And oh, by the way, you don't need 6 products. You don't need 10 products. You need 1. You need 1. And this is the one. And then, of course, we have a product line of 6 to 7 other all-natural products that we want to show them. But what I believe what's really going to put us on the map is this one product that's providing all of these benefits wrapped into one product. So that's exciting. So this actually talks about the money. Every MLM company has a compensation plan that pays you on most, if not all, of the people in your group. We actually have one of those compensation plans that actually pays you up to 20% to infinity. And if that doesn't excite you, I don't know what will. Okay, so within the first 5 years, you can expect to earn anywhere from 8 to 10% on new sales with most companies out there. With this company, you could actually very easily start off at 20% commission, depending on how you come on board. So that's exciting. I'm going to go ahead and pass some of this. I want to talk about the asset. Any financial planner, if they're good, will tell you that if you own something that earns you $10,000 a month, it is an income-producing asset that is worth far more. So the question that I have for you is, do you have an asset that's paying you a residual income of $10,000 or more per month? Anybody? Okay, I did, and Steve and Jennifer did, and we walked away from it a month ago. And now, don't look at me like I'm crazy. We walked away from it because we saw something better. We saw a way to help a lot more people, and that's why we did. But it's an amazing thing when you have something like that pays out that kind of money that you don't have to work for. I mean, you already worked for it, but it continues to pay over and over and over again. And I'm going to actually show you what a business actually looks like asset-wise when you're simply making $1,000 a month. I think it's going to surprise you. So I want to talk to you just a little bit about traditional income-producing assets. Let's say you own real estate that earns you about $10,000 a month. You would have to own upwards of $2 million plus in real estate to receive that kind of cash flow. If you're looking at stocks, bonds, or dividends or anything like that, you'd be looking at an appreciation of even more. The trouble with relying on traditional investments is that they require a lot of time to produce enough income to provide financial security, and there's a lot of risk involved. Has anybody ever lost money in the real estate market? Yeah, look at all the hands going up, okay? Yep. Percentages. Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. So the question is how long and at what rate of investment would it take to amass $1 million in rental real estate? Well, it could easily take a lifetime of sacrifice, risk, and management. With all the hands that were raised, we all know what risk is. We know what that sacrifice is, and a lot of us have lost when it comes to real estate. This $1 million in real estate might earn you $5,000 a month, or for most people, if they knew about this industry, they can make a one-time investment of anywhere, about $1,000, one-time investment of $1,000, and then commit to working 10 to 20 hours per week for about 4 to 5 years to make that same residual income. Okay? So when looking at real estate, it would take you about 30 years It would take you about 30 years to create an annual income of about $50,000 a year. When it comes to equities, saving, investing, you'd be looking. I think you'd actually be looking at more than 30 years because the interest rates are far more worse than they were when this PowerPoint was put together. But when it comes to this industry of network marketing, in less than 5 years, you could very easily be making an extra $50,000 a year. But it takes time. It takes time and very little risk. There's no risk. You make a one-time investment. You make out your list of names of everybody that you know. You start connecting with people. You bring in 3 people. You make your initial investment back, and then everything that you make going forward is profit. You help those people do the same, and this is where the residual income starts to grow. So how do you build it right? Well, the company you choose must stay in business for as long as you want the money to flow, and I believe that that's what we have with our company. You must respect the people that you're in business with. You must admire them, and you got to trust the company. You got to trust the leaders. You've got to trust that you're taking the right products, the right services to the marketplace. They need to be high quality. They need to be high value, and then there needs to be a demand for decades for the product that you're taking to the market. Does anybody believe that there's going to be a demand for this product?
Absolutely.
I do.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, people are going to get older, right?
That's right.
These fad and sizzle products that are coming onto the marketplace are good, and companies will grow, but they'll have these growth spurts, and then sooner or later they'll fizzle out. People are looking for high-quality products, and that's what we're bringing to the market. You will personally, to build it right, you will personally need to be a leader by profession. You'll need to encourage many in your group to do so as well. You know, I think one of the biggest things that made Jennifer and I successful with our last company is the fact that we took our business from our upline. She never had to do not one event for us. She never, in the 3.5 years that I was in business with her, she had to do maybe 3 calls for me. I took my business from her. I became a student in this industry. I learned everything that there was to learn about how to talk to people, how to identify who it is that I'm talking to. Am I talking to a customer, or am I talking to a distributor? And a lot of these tools that Jennifer and I used, we've made available to all of you. But you've got to use the tools. And you've got to know that you've got to feel comfortable with the fact that you're going to mess up using the tools.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't know how to use my husband's power tools that are in the garage. I've attempted to. And I've made some mistakes. But eventually I figured out. Yeah, I got all my fingers. Yep, got all my fingers. I've made some progress in doing a few things here around the house. But without the right tools, I wouldn't have been able to get done whatever I needed to get done with whatever it is that I was doing. So you've got to use the tools. You've got to believe in, you've got to respect, and you've got to admire network marketing. If you find that you're cringing when you go to pick up that phone, if you find any doubt within you at all, people will sense that. They'll sense that you're not confident. They can smell it. They can smell it through a phone line if you're not confident, if you're not passionate about what it is that you're doing. If you don't really believe that network marketing is an amazing business model, that it will change lives, that it will allow people to have freedom like they've never known before, provide opportunity to do the things that they've only dreamed about doing, if you don't have that in your knower, people will know. So you've got to have that confidence. You've got to believe in yourself, and then you've got to value. You've got to believe that you're providing a value to other people too. You've got to believe it. If you don't, then what I recommend you do is spend some time working harder on yourself than you are on your business. Because if you're not spending more time working on yourself than you are on your business, this is going to be a very short-term thing for you. You've got to work harder on yourself. Successful leaders are readers. You might want to read that down. Mm-hmm. Successful leaders are readers. What was the last book that you read? You're reading Think and Grow Rich. What about you?
Failing Forward.
Failing Forward. Awesome book. Awesome. What about you?
Slight Edge.
Slight Edge. Great book. Now that's Olson.
Olson.
Yep.
Olson.
Great. Awesome. Awesome. Yep.
Tipping Point.
Tipping Point. Awesome. Great book. I know Jen just finished reading a book.
Eric Ward, GoPro.
GoPro. Okay. So all these books, you guys, definitely help in building belief. Here are just a few final questions to ask yourself. How much money would you need to earn and save to create several millions of dollars in equity, in real estate, and in stocks? How many years would it take for you to save it? How many years do you have left until you really will have or want or need that level of financial freedom? And are you willing to invest the same amount of time most people spend watching television over the next 4 years to get it? What are you willing to sacrifice? Because I'm here to tell you that whatever you sacrifice between now and the next 4 years could set you up for life. It did us. I know that for a fact. So I actually put together some numbers. These numbers tie in with our compensation plan. And so we're just going to use 2 as an analogy. If you bring in 2, who bring in 2, and so on, and let's assume that everybody commits to $75 in personal volume, $75 in personal volume when it comes to an auto ship. These are the numbers that will be produced in your organization. So let's say whether this happens in a week or whether this happens in a month, you choose. It's all going to be based on your daily activity and what you do and what you don't do. Okay, so let's just use this, as in a month. Let's just look at this in a month. So you bring in 2, they commit to $75 in PV. That's going to generate 100 PV in volume. And then, as you see, the second month you'd have 4 people. Third month you'd have 8 people. Let's go down to 8. The 8th month you'd have 256 people. $75 in PV. That's 19,200 in PV. Okay. By your 12th month, you'd have over 4,000 people in your organization, and that would be producing 307,000 in personal volume.
What's
yes.
the difference between the right leg and the left leg?
Okay, so it's just basically a left team and a right team, and depending on who brought you in to the business is going to determine if you see any overflow occur or anybody being dropped down into your business. But you do have 2 teams to build. And depending on who you're partnered with is going to determine how much overflow you get from above. With Jennifer and I, with our last company, we got no overflow from above. We actually built our business organically. Yeah. So, yeah, no love from above.
Because sometimes when you do that, you actually make more money.
Yeah, we were one of the top paid 6-figure income earners. We were literally in the top 5
So
of the whole company.
Early on to setting that the left leg is where you would put your first distributor.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that is because.
Yeah, and you just basically want to check with the person that enrolled you for guidance. Ask them, where should I position my first person? What I would do if I were you is I would always position your first person on the same leg that you share in common with your business partner who enrolled you. Because if they drop somebody down on that same side that you share that you're sharing that business with, you want that person to be dropped under the person that you brought on board. Make sense? And then you want to balance it out. So 1 left, 1 right, go back to the left, go back to the right, and just keep that alternating. Okay? So what does this mean in terms of numbers? Well, your first month, you bring in your 2. Let's just assume that auto ships are going out. This is auto ship volume. This is residual income. So if you've got 2 people in your business and $150 in PV is being generated, that would pay you $15 at that 10% commission. Okay. Let's just go down to 6 months. You'd be making an extra $480 per month. We're going to go down to 12 months. You'd be making about $30,000 a month with this compensation plan. You could fail by 90% and still be making $3,000 a month.
Wow.
Not bad, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but let's expand that. What if we just added 1 more person to this equation? What if we taught everybody to bring in 3, which is what we should be teaching people to do? We should be teaching everybody, bring in 3 so that you get back your initial investment. Because that's where the story begins. The story begins with you getting back that initial investment, ideally your first week, because a fast start is an easy start, slow start's a hard start. And the longer it takes you to get back your initial investment, chances are the longer it's going to take for your people to get back their initial investment. So you want to have that sense of urgency. So it doesn't matter if you guys have been with the team for a month, going on 2 months. It doesn't matter. What matters is that what you do with the information that's being given to you guys right now. Okay? So look how big the numbers get. I mean, you bring in 3 people, you teach those people to do the same, and everybody's doing it, everybody's duplicating. Within 6 months, you'd have 729 people in your organization in comparison to 64 people with only bringing in 2, right? In 12 months, you'd have 531,000 people coming into your business in comparison to 4,096. Just one more person, okay? What does this mean in terms of dollars? Okay, your first month, you make an extra $22 a month. 6 months in, you're looking at $5,400. And then the numbers just get super ridiculous, okay? So how much is your home-based business worth? How much is it worth when you're making an extra $1,000 per month? Well, assuming that you had real estate or stock paying you an annual rate of 7%, your business would be worth about $177,000. So you essentially turn that one-time investment of $1,000 into a $177,000 asset when you're making $1,000 a month. Who's excited now? Okay. Mm-hmm. When you're making $3,000 a month, the asset value increases to $500,000. If you want to be a millionaire, help people do what we just shown you how to do. You'll be making $6,000 a month. That'll make your business worth about $1.3 million. Okay. Our highest income producing month with our other company was $55,000 in 1 month. We had an asset value of $8.8 million. Okay. So what I'm most excited about when it comes to this industry, you guys, is for a one-time investment of either $579 to $1,200 and committing to part-time to full-time effort, you could be on your way to creating an asset that is worth millions of dollars. But you got to go to work for it. You got to go to work for it. I believe that we have a great company. I believe that we've got amazing products. I'm ecstatic about the experienced leadership that we have in our company. I believe that our compensation plan is lucrative. It's set up for people who have never really had success in this industry to come in and make an easy $1,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month. And I believe that the timing could not be more perfect. No one in the United States knew about Visi prior to 6 months ago, 7 months ago.
Wow.
That's how new this is. So, you know, people are only going to find out about this when you pick up the phone and you make that call. Facebook isn't going to cut it. Mm-hmm. You can't just post pictures on Facebook and expect people to reach out to you. You have to be the one picking up the phone, reaching out to them, getting them in front of the right information. So my hope is that you've learned some good stuff. Jennifer and I are she's going to go ahead and open up the room. We're going to take just a mini little 2-minute break, and we're going to get you guys started. Who wants to get back their initial investment tonight? Okay, so we're going to have you guys do that. Greg, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Yeah, that's actually old information. Let's do a quick poll in the room. If we were to open up a savings account, let's say I had $10,000 and I went to your bank, what kind of rate of return would I get at your bank, Jamie?
Like 1,
Yeah, exactly. It's terrible. It's awful.
1 or 2%?
Yeah, terrible.
Does that sound about right? Oh,
Like
1%?
$10 a month.
So really, the value is really understated in that slide there. You can multiply that by 7 as far as the value of your business if you're earning $1,000 a month.
So in actuality, when you're making $1,000 a month in this type of business, your business is really worth more than $500,000.
That's powerful.
So it's very powerful when you understand the dynamics that we have before us. So.
Do you guys have, did you have the scripts with you?
Yes, Sarah just got done stapling that.
So it'll get a little loud in here because we're going to have a little shuffle in the room.
Yeah.
Hi guys, Greg Carter here. You get to see real people now. The lovely Lisa Carter and Jen Morgan will be up here continuing with the training. So bear with us. There's a lot of you that are watching, and some of you will be watching on the archive as well too. So feel free to chat on the left, or if you want to connect with us, maybe you're watching this as an archive video, just click on the links down below. You can connect with us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, email, or if you just want to light something on fire in your backyard and send us smoke signals, we'll respond. I'm glad you're here with us. I'm Greg Carter from Team Cargan. We are happy to open our home to you if you're ever in the Granite Bay area. We do these trainings all the time and love to work with you. So be patient with us. We're shuffling around right now, and the training will continue.
So
You continue to enroll until you find the people that are excited.
That was a great question. Can you repeat it?
yeah. So why don't you go ahead and ask that question again, but make say it to where people can hear it online too.
My question was, when you start enrolling people and you notice they start to become either not as enthusiastic or disinterested or distracted, probably, life happens. How do you help keep them on track? And you can only, lead the horse to water so far, but you still want to encourage them, but I guess I don't know, just how do you just keep them going?
So that's a great question. To alleviate that so that it doesn't happen as often on your team, you want to make sure that you're doing a really good job at getting their buy-in at the beginning. So when you're signing them up, you're not just collecting a credit card. You're finding out what their why is, and you're finding out why they've made a decision to have a home-based business. What is their why? Why are they doing this? And is what they're currently doing going to help them accomplish just that? Because if not, they'll be more committed to working their business part-time from home. And then it's very important that you find out what their level of commitment is. How much time are they willing to dedicate to their home-based business? Whether it be 5 hours, 10 hours, and then do they know what to do with that allotted time commitment? Do they know what to do with it? Because it's not, that time isn't, it's not about being on Facebook. Oh, I worked my business this week. Really? How many times did you pick up your phone? How many people did you actually connect with? Not call and leave voicemails for, but actually connect with and find out what needs they have, whether it be physically, financially. How many people did you connect with? Because if everybody just made a commitment to literally connect with 2 people a day, we'd have a lot more people successful in this industry. But we don't have that commitment. There's a lot of people that don't have that level of commitment in really reaching out, connecting with a minimum of 2 new people a day, and following up with 2 people a day. If everybody did that, we'd have a lot more 6-figure to multiple 6-figure income earners in this industry. I'm convinced of it. And just a case in point, I heard a story of a couple, last name is Barnums, the Barnums. I love their story. Very busy professionals. They were actually in the law enforcement field. They worked 12, 13, sometimes 16-hour days. They had small children and did not have any time to do a home-based business, much less anything else. But something happened. She actually went to pick up her little one from the daycare, and her son asked her a question. And the question that he asked his mom was, "Mom, is tonight going to be another busy night? Are we in a hurry?" And something struck in her. And she thought, "Oh my gosh, I don't want to rush through life. I don't want my kids to feel like we're rushing through everything." And so that was sort of a turning point for her. And then within a week to 2 weeks, one of her friends was having an event at her home, and she invited her over, and she couldn't make it, but the friend followed up with her and actually introduced her to some products. Her and her husband started taking those products. They fell in love with the products. And her husband knew that it was one of those things, one of those pyramid things. And his outlook was like, "No way, there's no way we're doing anything like that. No way, no way." But what happened was they started talking to their friends about the results that they were getting from being on these amazing products. And their friends wanted to know more. And so they called their neighbor friend to let them know that, "Hey, we've got some friends that want to know more about these products. What website do we refer them to?" And so she said, "Well, let's refer them to your website. Let's get you in the system. Let's get you in the system. I can help you guys make some extra money." And something inside of him clicked, and he thought to himself, "This might be our ticket to having more time." And so they made it. They actually met with her. They committed to a certain level of time. They actually committed to working their business from 8 until 10 o'clock at night, 2 hours a night. They still work their business 2 hours a night consistently, Monday through Friday. Some Saturdays, but consistently. And inside of 18 months, they replaced both of their incomes. They now make over $250,000 a year. They did that inside of 18 months. But it was that establishing that why, that she had a turning point that took place in her life with her child, and she wanted more time with her kids. And for him, he went from, okay, it sounds like a pyramid, to, okay, we're sharing this product with our friends anyway. Our friends want it. We might want to look at this, the money side of this thing, right? So, and then just committing to that level of time is what got them there. So you could know your why, you could know what your goals are, but without that commitment and that daily activity, it's not going to happen. They all have to go in together. Yeah. So anybody else have any questions? That was a great question. Anybody else have any questions? Jen, you ready to go on to our next segment?
Yeah, it's really, I wanted to ask a question really quick, because it all starts with your list. And I want to know how many of you guys have made your list of the top 25, 50 people? Have you made your list? Okay, and how many people have you called? I'm going to go around the room on that list and gotten to take a look at the video or the listen to the call. 25? You've gotten 25 people in your funnel? Okay, and how about you?
None. Okay. I mean, I've called them and I've talked to them, but I can't seem to get anybody to look to this the video.
Okay. And what about you?
We reached out to about 120, 130.
Awesome.
And we've had about 30 people look at some of the videos, some of the website, and all of them have gone to our website and been able to track a few back off of us.
Okay. And then are you following up with them?
Yes.
Okay. And are you giving them all a freeway call?
We have not. We've tried a couple, but yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So we'll have to go over that follow
Yeah.
up.
So obviously we're not doing anything.
Okay. So that's what we're going to go over a little bit tonight. No.
I got 200 people, but I don't think I really talked to some.
Okay. And you?
Haven't made any direct calls to people.
No.
To people in person or through Facebook, but not site. Sorry.
Okay.
Well, I just made it my list till 2 o'clock in the morning last night, so I've got about 60 on it right now.
Well, that's why we're good, because that's what we're here today for. First of all, great training today, Lisa Carter. Give it up for her.
Yeah.
And she always delivers such great content. And then also because we really feel like, our goal here is to help you, first and foremost is your initial investment back, okay, and get your 3. And it's really not that hard to do when you make a list. And I always say make a list of 100. And those 100 people are right in your cell phone. And I always include the people that I know, love, and trust me, first and foremost, the ones I feel most comfortable with to call. And then I always still include people that I do business with. Because if I do business with you, I'm hoping that you're going to do business with me in some way or shape or form, correct?
Right.
And so I always want to support my fellow businessmen and women. And but a lot of us have a fear of picking up the phone, and I don't know how you're reaching out to everybody, but the phone is the best way, on the phone or in person. A lot of people like to send emails or texts, and there's so much emails coming through people's email inboxes. I get hundreds a day, and it's just not. They can't hear your voice. They can't hear your excitement, and so I'd love to go over. You guys, this script has been in our Facebook Arctic Crush file section. All of the stuff that you're holding on to, we printed out from our group page. I'm hoping that this is the script that you guys are following. Of course, make it your own, and so that people recognize it's you, that you're not being weird with people, that you're not getting, crazy or anything. You're just being yourself. But these are some of the things that you're going to want to say to them. All this stuff on the script, okay? You're gonna ask about, their family. You're gonna talk to them a little bit. We're not gonna go over the script because we've gone over it in calls, right? And we've gone over it, and it's sitting right here in front of us. But what we want to do tonight is, did you guys bring your prospect tracker, like Lisa said, with the names? Okay, we're gonna make some calls tonight. And the reason why we're gonna do this is because we're gonna do it afraid. And once you guys do this, once you guys make some calls, and we've done this over and over and over again with groups and groups of people, you'd be surprised that once you make the first 5 calls, you're going to be like, this is easy. Oh my gosh, it's not as hard as I thought it was. And you're going to be more inclined to go home and make the rest of those calls, and you're going to see your business grow. If you haven't gotten your 3 people and you haven't got your initial investment back, chances are that you gave up after the first few calls, or maybe you didn't, follow up, or you didn't get them to the tool that they needed to see. We love showing before and after photos. We love showing the testimonies because people love seeing the results. And I'm convinced that in today's age, we've got such a unique product, you guys, that everybody needs this. Everybody needs this product. We have the most, this protein, this hydrolyzed collagen protein, is the best hydrolyzed collagen protein on the market. It's never been around before. So we have a new product that's never been around that we get to take to market that's going to help people from the inside out. It's the second ingredient in our body that we abundant of. It's the glue that holds our body together. And I know some of my age, 48 years old, I love this stuff. Like, I wish it was when I was 20 years old. Because I'm like, where have you been all my life? So there's a lot of baby boomers out there that are looking to feel better, that have arthritis, joint pain. Everybody can benefit from this, so you guys should be talking to everybody. Okay, so you're going to want to do this. When we have this script in front of you, when you're making calls, you're going to also turn to the objections page. Okay, because I heard you guys say money, time, all these objections, right? So I love these objections, but this objection page, these are some great tips on how to rebuttal these objections. And you want to have this open. So the other day, I want to share with you that I was doing a call. And I had a guy tell me he would love to do this business, but he doesn't have the money right now. He's going to try to come up with funds. And I said, okay, so if you have the money, I'm just confirming, if you have the money, you would join the side today. And he said yes. And that's a question you want to ask, because you want to make sure that money is really the objection. Okay? And so I said, well, think about this. I mean, think about in your garage, in your storage, maybe somewhere in your house. Is there anything that you think that you don't use that you may be able to sell? Because I know I have tons of things. I started naming off all kinds of stuff that I have just sitting around that I never use, that I probably could put on Craigslist and sell, but I just don't, because I'm just, it's just, I don't know, pack rat, I don't know. Yeah. So, but if I had to sell something to change my family's financial future, my own financial future, is there something? And you get them to see pictures, right? So this guy, he was on the phone, and I could just tell he was just like looking around. He's like, you know what? And he started mentioning things. I've got a table and dining room chairs that are in my garage that have been sitting there forever. I could probably sell those. I said, I just sold my dining room table and chairs on Craigslist when I was moving. I put them on for sale for 11 o'clock in the morning, and they were gone by 2 o'clock for $600. That would buy you a position in that side. That could change your financial future forever. So you have this right here, the script. This is something that you would say to them. You can overcome any objection if like when we were talking. You said that, the MLM, people think, have a stigma about MLM. Did you know that Japan, 85% of Japanese people do network marketing because they see value in it. They know that it's an amazing business opportunity. So it's very, very welcomed in Japan. Everybody, and it's our biggest market in Visai right now. Our biggest market is in Japan, and a lot of MLM companies, because they embrace network marketing. Okay, so we have a stigma over here, but I think we're undereducated. People don't understand. Like we talked about your job, right? Being in business, working at a corporate job for 12 years, and then being, let go, laid off due to Obamacare, right? And that really truly is when Lisa was talking about it. Think about your boss. Everyone has a boss, and that boss has usually a boss. And that truly corporate America, if you think about it, is a pyramid. Okay? No one's going to ever fire you. You can work at your own pace. If you want to make $500 a week, or $1,000 a week, or $10,000 a week, or $100,000 a week in Visai, that's up to you. No one's going to fire you for going slower or faster. Okay, so it's really a beautiful business model that people need to embrace. And I believe Donald Trump said that if ever he lost everything and he was to go into business doing anything to get money quickly, he would choose network marketing in a second.
Bill Gates said the same thing. And Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, actually owns 3 network marketing companies.
So when people tell you, oh, is it one of those things? I always say, really, one of those things. Tell me about one of those things, Yeah. And I embrace it, and I used to think that, but let me tell you what I've learned over the last few years. Because really, we've always had success in network marketing, Lisa and I, because we put our passion into it. But we had crazy success in our last company, and I believe it's because we became students of the industry, and we learned to overcome those objections, and our belief went up. Okay, so now our belief is up here. We just need to get your guys' belief up there and help you to be unstoppable. Okay, because the only thing stopping you from making that $1,000 a week or $10,000 a week, because I see your guys' eyes going, wow, that would be awesome. It's, if you believe it, you can achieve it. We've done it. So our belief is up here. Now we want to help you guys believe it. Okay, so it's going to start with making some phone calls. If you don't do these calls, you'll never grow your business. Lisa, like Lisa said, you need to work on your business a little bit every day, and we want to set the expectation for you. So how often in a day would you work your business? How many hours in a day?
When does it take? I don't know what that is right now. Like I don't.
How much would you like to make a week on the side?
A week?
Uh-huh.
At least. What? Are we talking big or?
Whatever you want. What's your goal?
My goal is to make.
Okay, and how many hours a day would you be willing to work for that? Oh, okay. Well, I can help you. I can help you do that. So that's a realistic goal for 10 hours a day. So someone told me they wanted to make $5,000–$10,000 a week, but they only could give me an hour a day. I'd probably reset their expectation and say, why don't we start with getting you to $1,000 a week or $2,000 a week, and then you'll see the return on investment, and maybe you'll be willing to donate or invest is the right word, some more time into getting to that $5,000 a week when you see the return on investment. But 10 hours a day and $5,000 a week.
10 hours a week.
Oh, you said 10 hours a week? Oh, I thought she said 10 hours.
I guess I'm just used to working like long hours. So 10 hours to me is like, oh, that's the day.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds silly coming out of my mouth now. So.
Yeah. You know, the question is do you have it penciled out? Do you have it listed in your calendar like you do your job? You know, if you work for a job and you know that you need to be there at 8 o'clock, that boss is going to want you clocked in no later than 8 o'clock. Like literally, you should actually be clocked in at 7:55, and then be at your desk at 8 o'clock working. If it's a job, right?
Yeah.
So this business is the exact same thing. You've got to commit to it like you would a business, like you would, a job. Otherwise, fire yourself. Fire yourself and hire yourself back every day until you get it right. But you know what Jennifer is going over with you guys, you need to understand that you're going to make mistakes, and that practice does not mean perfect, because you're never going to be perfect. You're never going to have it all right. Practice means progress. And until you've gone through this script 100 times, you're not making any progress. You're not. When you've gone through this script a minimum of 100 times, which Jennifer and I have done, 5-fold, and then some, you will become industry professionals, and you'll be able to help other people. When you're able to help other people, oh my gosh, you'll be multiple six-figure a year income. But you've got to practice. You've got to practice this. You can't expect anybody to come and join your team and do the things that we're teaching you to do until you do it first. Change begins with you. It begins with you.
It does. And when you talk to anybody, when you're making those calls, you have to already believe that they're in.
Yep.
They're in. If you're calling them, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, they're going to give me that network marketing. Oh my God, this is a pyramid scheme. That's exactly what they're going to say. Whatever you think they're going to say, they're going to say.
Yeah.
You have to have that posture, like, you know what, this person needs the side. They need it. And when I talk to people, I'm excited because I'm like, that person's signing up with me. If they don't, I'm shocked. Because that's how I feel. If sometimes they want to see some more information, that's great. I'll get it to them. But I always follow up. And Fortune is in the follow-up because in our last company, Lisa had to follow up on me for several weeks. I was not in. It wasn't that I wasn't in. It was I was busy being busy. And so I wasn't returning calls. So often people will say to me, Jen, I feel like I'm bugging them. Now they're not even returning my calls. It's not you. It's not Visi. They're busy. They could have come home from work and had a crying kid or a sick husband or anything. Don't take it personal. Continue to follow up until they say, don't call me anymore, or they're in. You know?
If they're not calling you a debt collector, then you ain't following up enough.
She was like, I called her a debt collector because that's how much she was calling it. But then it changed my life
and
forever.
I was a debt collector. I was trying to get her set free from the $70,000 in debt that she was under. And Jennifer, are you set free from that debt?
I am.
Give me some sister.
And I thank her every time too. So
I'm a debt collector.
You have to have that posture that you need this. I'm helping you. Everyone needs this. And follow up with them. And be excited and talk with passion and enthusiasm. if you're not excited, no one's going to be excited. So if you're like ho-hum about your business or shy about posting it on Facebook or talking about it, be proud. I mean, if you're taking the product, that's why I always say you've got to be taking the product, and I'm speaking from the heart. You need to be taking the product. I know that I was really excited today to find out we had $500 in free product because that meant we got 10 bags of shoes. And I was like, I'm going to eat like things like crazy. And so, I mean, I love this product. I love it. So I'm really excited to take it. I feel like everyone's going to benefit. I know that if someone took the chew for a week straight or 30 days straight, they're never quitting. So I'm just going to, that's my mission, is to get everybody on the product, and I know that they'll never quit. So first and foremost is the product. Secondly, you're going to have everyone meet them where they're at. If they're interested in a business opportunity, you're going to share with them the business opportunity. Okay? So this is the most important question you can ask on a follow-up call, and that is, what excited you most about what you heard or saw? What excited you most? That's the question, because they're going to tell you what excited them most. And if someone tells me, gosh, you know what, I just love the product, sounds amazing, and I really want to lose some weight and just get my health back, and they don't mention anything about the business opportunity, I'm going to meet them where they're at. It sounds like to me that they're a customer, because I might pry for some other questions, and then if I still see that they're not even mentioning the business opportunity, I'm going to set it up as a customer, because you know what? Customers are the backbone to your business, and they often make the best partners later on. So you're going to get their testimony from them. You're going to add them to Healthy With, get Healthy With Beside, our website, to plug them into that so they can have some support. But if they talk about, you know what, I would love to make an additional stream of income and work from home, then you're going to know that you're going to have their buy-in as a partner, and then start asking, exactly what does that look like, and ask them about their why, and what do they want to make, and why do they want to make that. And then, you know what, just meet people where they're at. But you've got to ask that question that leads to a positive answer, and what has excited you most about what you saw. You can't say, what did you think? What did you think? Or, so, you like what you saw? Or, you got to say what excited you most. And then, go from there. So what we'd like to do is we can spread around the house, and Lisa and I, we've done this a ton of times, you guys, and I'm just going to be honest with you. It's nerve-wracking at first, right? But there's times where Lisa and I will get on the phone and put ourselves on mute and just listen to you call somebody, just so we can say, you know what, you did a great job, and it builds confidence. And I know that we've done it for each other. Like, hey, you know what, Jen, that sounded amazing. Or, hey, Lisa, that sounded great. Or, you know what, maybe we need to say this, or that didn't work out so well. But practice with the people that you know, love, and trust you, getting to your sisters or family members, and just call them and just share it with them, because you know that they love you no matter what. You're not going to act weird in front of them. Do you have a question?
I was just going to share that actually today, for the first time, I was talking to my godmother's daughter, who she's like my cousin, and I went to her house last week. She was you guys in this, and I went over there, and we were catching up, and I was sharing products, but I kind of like drifted on her, and then she went away to Tahoe, and then she was texting me the whole time, like, where's that thing you were telling me? And then I was thinking, oh my gosh, and then how am I going to, in my head I just have it so like, oh my gosh, it's a script, and she's going to know I'm scripting her, and I don't.
That's why you just make it your own.
Right, and for the first time, like, I said, you know what, I'm just going to, I just did that call where we went back and forth last week, and I'm just going to do like we did, and I was so surprised at how the conversation, it was really flowing like normal conversation, and I used words like, when people find out how much value is in this product, because she's in the same business as I do, and then she starts talking, well, my girlfriend, what can I get her on, like, can we go and get together? And then she has a spray tanning booth, and spray tanning salon she was opened, and this is, I can just already see it, and then I started going, yes, and then I actually did, okay, in half an hour, I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm going to need people to video. Because I was doing the
What video are you referring to?
The first one, the Why Decide Why Now.
Okay, so you're talking about the conference call, the business conference call?
Yes,
Yep.
and every hour, and then I did that for her, and then I go, how wasn't that? Like, I thought it was going to be horrible.
So you haven't been leading people to the conference call?
I have, but I just thought because she's in my personal circle, I just thought it was going to be weird and scripted.
Well, you cut hair, right? You do your hairdresser.
Yeah,
so you should have that binder with the before and after photos sitting right on your counter. I mean, I would be like, here, check this out. While I'm doing your hair, you need to see this. That's simple. I would be signing up people every day. I mean, seriously, and you know what? And chew on this chew. You see those pictures? It all happened from this little thing right here. I'm gonna go ahead and give you one today. Here's my gift for you.
That's it.
So I think we could like go on the patio.
Yeah.
Over here, so everyone's
So let's spread out, you guys, and
Just a quick question.
Yep.
Sure. I know in a different industry, like control certain other calls, there's a time limit. You're not supposed to call past a certain time in the evening. Do you, does the company subscribe to that?
well, we're just calling people that we know. We're calling people that we've either done business with in the past or that we know and love and trust and that know and love and trust us. So we're not spamming anybody.
Okay.
This is a different. We're just calling people that we know.
Just asking.
Yeah, no.
Would you get people go, oh my God, that do not call us?
No. Yeah, if we were calling from a cold list, if we were calling from like a cold list, then yeah, I could see that being the case. But no, we're calling people that we know. We want to saturate that list first of everybody that we know, so that when we are crazy successful, they can't come back to us later and go, why didn't you call me? If you would have called me, I would have jumped on board with you.
Why don't? Yeah, exactly.
We've had that
If you
happen.
guys want to take 5 minutes just to read this real quick, and then just kind of think about, it's really that simple. You can have this right in front of you, but think about a few people that you may want to call right now and grab your list with you. I'm serious that when you do this and you fill that funnel, you're going to see if you fill that funnel with 2 people a day, in the week you're going to have 14 people that you can follow up with, okay? And there's no way that all 14 people are going to say no, not especially if you send them to the overview call and the overview product presentation, and then you show them the photos at discover.com.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys want to have that?
The more people you have in your funnel, the more yeses you're going to get in the next 30 days, 90 days, toward the ending of this year. Because a lot, especially with the new year, literally less than 6 months away now, a lot of people are thinking of what in the beginning of the year? What are they thinking about making changes to?
Losing weight.
And what else?
New Year's resolutions.
And yep, what else? What else are people thinking about? Finances. They're thinking about bills that they'd like to pay off, money, the extra money that they'd like to make, right? So the more people we expose to this information, those are going to be people that we can circle back and call, in November, December, and get them turned on a lot faster. And what I find works toward the ending of the year is, hey, the New Year's right around the corner. How would you like to have an extra tax write-off? If you start a home-based business now, you can write off this $500 to $1,200 next month when you do your taxes. And then all of next year, you'll actually have other tax advantages that go along with having a home-based business. So it's just, again, it's just educating. It's educating people on what this means for them. I don't know why more people don't have a home-based business. It'll literally, having a home-based business will literally add thousands of dollars back to your household. Because you could write off your cell phone bill, you could write off a portion of your home, you could write off travel. When we travel, we always share a product or our business opportunity with people. So we write off our travel. It's awesome. We work the whole time. So it's awesome. So we're going to give you guys just a couple of minutes to go through the script, and then you guys will start picking up phones.
It's going to be like like a call center here. It's really fun. It really is. We've done this a ton of times. It's like a call center.
So we get some energy in the room. Baby, can we put some music on there? Just some lights.
So I've been to all my resources.
We can have one or two coffee jack.
Oh, that is
Where can we find this list if we don't have it in here?
Right? File section on our
And I was like,
Free copy of the 4-year career away tonight to the first person that gets us on a 3-way call.
Okay, that is available to you guys that are watching in video land too. So Lisa Carter just said that she is giving away a copy of the 4-year career to the first person that gets her on a 3-way call. So you can beat out everybody in here in Casa de Carter and call her right now on a 3-way with your prospects on your list right now.
Yeah, my number, you guys, is 209-402-7067. Again, that number is 209-402-7067. Get me on the phone with that prospect who's interested, they're serious, they want to make some changes in their life, and they're ready to take some action and maybe just need a few questions answered. I'm here to help you grow your business tonight, and I'm here to make sure that you get a free copy of this amazing book that'll change your life.
Well, there you have it, guys. We're going to continue to make calls. We got a lot of people here that are going through their list right now and working their business by the numbers. You may be watching this video on archive. Well, guess what? We love everybody that wants to grow their VSI business. If you're all about growing your business and you want help doing that and you're watching this as a recording later on, we're going to extend that offer to you as well. So if you get on your calls, you get us on a 3-way, you help us grow your business, we're going to celebrate your success with a copy of the 4-year career. So take us up on that. You know how to get a hold of us. The little links down there, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. We'd love to connect with you. We love you. We got plenty of calls to be making right now. So we're going to go ahead and end the broadcast right now, but we still got work to do. So don't think we're kicking our feet up here on Easy Street. There's a lot of work that needs to be done because there's so many people that doesn't know anything about the amazing Popita. So we got samples to send out, and we got people to connect with. We love you guys. Catch you on the next video.